ENFRA show. This is Professor Iyer, editor and publisher, ENERTIA and Marconomy. And with me today we have an exciting and one of the leading guests in the world and leading persons in the world on sustainability. We have with us Philippe Joubert, who is the chair, Prince of Wales EU Corporate Leaders Group, member of the CPSL Advisory Board, and also he is the Managing Director, Energy and Climate Change at the World Business Council on Sustainable Development. Absolutely. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the ENFRA show today. So I want to know from you, over a period of times, over the last decade, the principles of growth and economics and development in the world has hit a rock bottom situation in the sense that there is a challenge between growth and sustainability. How do you see today at the chair? Because I also want to tell the viewers that Philippe Joubert was also the president of Alstom, one of the world leaders in energy today. So even with that background, he has seen both sides of the world, now working on sustainability. Mr. Joubert, can we continue? Yeah. And can I have your view on what is the challenge now?
Well, first of all, you have touched several issues that sometimes are mixed up, and perhaps I think this is where this apparent contradiction comes. There is no contradiction between development and sustainability. I will say the contrary. There is an absolute necessity that both goes together if you want not only to have a happy ending to our life. You are very young, I am a little older than you are, or we say normally more experience, but I will really enjoy to have enjoyed my last decades, and more importantly that my son and grandson will also enjoy it. And there is no contradiction. We are working, one of the job that I have today with the Prince of Wales is exactly about that. We are working with the Minister of Environment of European countries.
Great.
On this concept of green development.
Yes.
To show that all what has been said about if you go green, you are less competitive. If you go green, the jobs will fly over because they will find another country, etc., etc. All this is absolutely wrong. There is no way to have a contradiction for a very simple reason. Everybody will have to be sustainable in a few decades if we want to be here to tell the end of the story.
Right.
So there is no contradiction because it's just an anticipation. On the contrary, the people that are going sustainable now, and I will take the example of energy after.
That's right.
Now, on a general point of view, are just enjoying a prime mover advantage in strategy. Because sooner or later, all these people will do the same. And they will have done that before. Yeah. They will have done that with a few decades anticipation. And they will be much more well organized. Their offering will have evolved. Their organization will be more sustainable. They are normally recycling much better than the others. They will have understood a lot more that business as usual is just finished.
Right.
You cannot continue to consider that service rendered by nature are free, unlimited, and you can just enjoy it the way you want. This is finished. We have to respect that now.
Right. So what you're effectively, if I put it in the right way, you talked about the synergy that easily exists between development and sustainability.
Absolutely.
So now I come back to balance sheets of global organizations.
Yes, sir.
Now the balance sheets are reflecting, and I see a lot of use of the word profit rather than profitability, because
yes,
the concepts are different. Profits are not sustainable because you're trying to make a quick buck. But profitability means you're sustaining the operations of the organization.
Okay.
So do you see this, because suddenly sustainability and people in the corporate world think, oh, will it affect my profit? This is still there.
No, you are.
At least in Asia, it's still there.
No,
if I put
there
it.
is two different things. Is the fact that you are moving to a sustainable operation increasing your cost at the first site or the first year or two? The answer is yes, because you will have to make some change in your organization.
Exactly.
You will probably ask your supply chain to be sustainable,
exactly,
so your supplier will be more expensive.
For a short period of time.
Yeah, you're right. you
That's
will
right.
increase your cost.
Right.
But just after
We have achieved it.
your benefits will be obvious.
Yes.
And there is so many examples now of company that the principle of doing more with less will give you some dividends sooner or later.
Right.
And this will help you to put some money in the R&D to change your offering and to be more sustainable. But what you are addressing is a much more important point,
That's right.
which is, are the benefit or the profit true benefit?
Yes.
And they are not. Because currently, the profit of the organization are based upon the fact that we are not paying the service rendered by nature.
That's right.
We are not paying, we are sending CO2 in the atmosphere and it's free. We are using the water, the land, the forest, all the natural resources, and this is free. You are sometimes even working with your human capital in a non-sustainable way, and this is also okay. So all this has to change. And then you will very soon discover that your profit was not a profit, that it was just the fact that you were abusing of Mother Nature. That's the real issue. And by the way, this I cannot say who, but a lot of big companies already are using what we call the shadow price.
Right.
They are using price to decide on their investments or to decide on their management, operational management, using a shadow price of externality, as if the externality was already priced.
Right.
Because they know that this will come.
Right. So, of course, things you have less time, but I want to still ask the question on energy.
You are welcome.
Energy. Energy sustainability, because the biggest thing that consumed and resulted in a lot of, I would say, carbon in the atmosphere. We shifted the carbon out of the earth, and now we're trying to trap it and bring it back into the planet, to where it belonged.
Yes.
So I think there is a great lesson from the energy trade and the energy business to bring sustainability.
Yeah.
How do you see it as a former head of a
Alstom
company
Power,
which was
yeah.
a leader in power, but at the same time now leading a chair where you feel sustainability is key to the success of energy?
Again, there is no contradiction. When I was president of Alstom Power, I had put into operation a strategy of clean power. You can perfectly bring clean power to the planet. It's just a matter of consistency between what you are as a business leader and what you are as a planet citizen. You can use efficiency.
Yes.
We are far from having used the limit of efficiency, and particularly in the big system like cities, for example,
That's
where
right.
you are hugely wasting energy and resources.
In a big way.
In a big way, like
That's right.
10, 20, 30% of what you are wasting sometimes. Technology today allows you to be very, very much more efficient than we were 10 years or 15 years ago when you built, for example, a building or something like that. So you can use efficiency. Again, efficiency on a holistic way, not efficiency on a small part of the system.
Right.
Second, you have plenty of technology of sustainable energy now that are non-CO2.
That's
I
right.
know I will start with the worst of them for some people, which is not for me, but the nuclear.
That's right.
You have to use nuclear sooner or later.
Exactly.
If CO2 is your target, again,
Then nuclear is important.
nuclear is fundamental.
I agree with you.
Not important.
In
fundamental.
totality, yeah.
Then you have...
And nuclear is renewable in a way, especially in India, where fast breeder reactors are built.
Okay.
They will be called replenishable and
Okay.
renewable.
So you have this, you have hydro, obviously, that you know as much as I know. You have wind, you have solar, you have geothermal, you have biomass, you have plenty.
Absolutely.
And you can go to 30-40% easy of your mix.
Absolutely.
With this kind of
Absolutely.
and
Including hydro for sure. Hydro is a big one as well.
Obviously.
Largest renewable.
Absolutely. But you cannot go to 100%,
Exactly.
at least at the first moment,
Yes.
for plenty of reasons. For countries like India, China, or even in Eastern Europe or in Southeast Asia,
That's
coal
right.
is back in
Absolutely.
a big way,
Yes.
because this is the name Mother Nature has given that to you also.
Absolutely.
So you have to use it, but you are
Effectively.
you are not supposed to send the CO2 in the atmosphere. So this is what I always say. I am not against coal. I am against you burning coal is sending the CO2 in the atmosphere.
Yeah, you have to find a way how to trap it and
And
keep it back.
there is plenty of oil.
Technology is there.
There is natural ways like the forest that are carbon sink, but this, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about carbon capture and storage.
Correct.
Technology is here. It's proven. It works. It's a little expensive because we are not paying for the CO2.
Exactly.
But if you pay for the CO2,
It's easy.
it's okay. And you can scale up very, very quickly and easily. It's just a matter of decision. And you know why it has not been used till now? It has not been used till now because it has been presented as a cost.
Okay.
Instead of being presenting on the only way to not have the cost of climate change, which
Right.
is huge.
Right. Massive, because the damage done to environment is far bigger than the
Absolutely.
defrayment of investment.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
So there is no contradiction. You know, the problem with this issue of sustainability
Yeah.
is that I don't know if we have not been able to explain, or I don't know if the fact that in a lot of countries now you have a party called green or sustainable or whatever, or environment, that have brought the discussion on the wrong field, which is the
Exactly.
political field. We should not even discuss.
Exactly.
We have no right not to be sustainable. That's as simple as this.
Yes.
And most of the technology that we have today allows you to be sustainable and allow you to develop being sustainable,
Right.
which is, by the way, one of the principles that the people I am working with, they are not against development.
Yes.
They know that we must develop because nobody will accept to stay in a stage of development which is not compatible with what they are seeing to their neighbors.
Right.
So we have to develop, but to develop sustainably.
Okay, I have one last, although I take the liberty to ask you this
Yes,
question.
please.
Can't we bring like an ISO, may not be of that type, but a certification that happens for corporations that become sustainable? At
This
least
is-
the large ones,
This
you know,
is
which are
probably
carbon-centric.
this is one of the reasons I am here. You know that Bhutan is very advanced in this kind of concept at the level of a country, which is the beyond the GDP principle.
Correct.
WBCSD, Prince of Wales, with a project which is called Accounting for Sustainability, where I am at the board. We are working on this, translating this issue for the corporate world. It's possible. We could integrate this principle into what we call true cost, true profit issue for the corporate. So it's possible to do this.
Right.
It's just that we have to recognize once more that externalities has to be internalized now.
Yeah.
It's time to recognize the true cost.
I would look forward to see you in India, and maybe we come back to you with a concept that we can certify sustainability in
Absolutely.
organizations in India, and maybe not balance sheet, maybe not turnover, but sustainable companies. You know, the sustainability index, or something can be done.
Exactly. You have perhaps where we have been again a little mistaken, and we have started by organizing a very complex system of external reporting. We should have come back to more basic way of
Internal reporting, growing the organization.
Exactly, and to do an instrument of decision,
That's
not
right.
an instrument of reporting for
Absolutely.
external world.
Absolutely wonderful, Philip.
It's
to
a
talk to you
pleasure.
again. It was wonderful to see you again.
It's a pleasure.
And we look forward to see you.
Okay.
This is ENFRA Show. We had Philippe Joubert, again, Chairperson, Prince of Wales EU Corporate Leaders Group, member, CPSL Advisory Board, and also the Managing Director of Energy and Climate Change for WBCSD, the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. Thank you once again, Philippe. See you again in one of our shows.
Good
Bye-bye.
luck.